Hey there, it's Scott with Waller Real Estate, and welcome to our first vlog, as they say. ButtCountyRealEstate.net is where you'll find these from time to time. We'll be talking to folks in our community about getting yourself through the real estate market. Anything from finding a lender to getting your house ready for sale or helping you buy that home. We're here with George Alvarado with Caliber Home Loans, residential sales manager, right, for residential loans. And thank you for joining us today. Jump right in. Home buying or selling. If I'm a first-time buyer, if I'm a boomer and it's time, I'm an empty nester now, and we want to downsize, or an investor. We were talking a little bit about how the markets have been, but what are some of those first steps that somebody should do when they're looking for a lender? Let's start right there.
Okay, so those are great questions. For an investor, they're going to want to know if they have cash flow or not. So it's imperative that they meet with the lender so they can see what the payment amount, what the price that they qualify for. If it's a first-time buyer, it's really not even what they qualify for that's important. It's what are they comfortable paying. That, for me, becomes the more important question for the first-time buyer, just because they may qualify for a $2,500 payment a month, but is that the payment that they're going to be able to live with? So affordability, their comfort zone, what they qualify for, those are all great components. And really, to go out and look at homes without seeing a lender, it's not good. You want to know exactly your price range and what your options
So how much home you can afford.
Absolutely. How much home, what you're comfortable with. Right. If you're an investor, should you be buying a single family dwelling or multi-units? These are all things that sitting down with a sharp lender will help you with.
Does it help to be pre-approved?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, especially in this market. In most markets in the United States right now, inventories are at all-time lows. So when a home comes in the market, oftentimes if it's a nice home, you're dealing with multiple offers. So a person has to be ready to respond quickly. The days where you could think about whether you want to put an offer in, those days are over. If it's a home that you like, and you need to be ready to put that offer in.
Now let's talk about some of the money that might be out there available. We had a period of time where you can get a loan 0 down when you're purchasing a home, or even low down for a down payment. Are those still available?
Absolutely. So we have, for one, VA loans, obviously you have to be a veteran. That's a 0% down. You have USDA. So USDA loans are for those markets with population 25,000 or under, which we have many of those markets around us. 100% financing. There are some income restrictions, but they're quite liberal. So that's another 100%. You have FHA with 3.5% down. You have what's called a Cal FHA, where you put it behind an FHA loan and use some grant money, and basically can get a person in with very minimal money. So there's other bond type programs where you can get people in with less than $1,000.
That's good questions for somebody to ask when they're sitting down with their lender.
Yep.
To see what's out there for them if cash might be a little tight for them in the beginning.
Absolutely.
To get that down payment. And then we were talking earlier too, before we really came on, about rates and where they're going, and we've kind of seen that maybe the market's kind of stabilized just a little bit. I mean, they're still talking about rates going up here, but is it still a good time to buy?
It's a great time to buy. In fact, individuals that purchased 3-5 years ago have done very well. We have appreciation in California. Last year, I believe it was near 9%. It's projected to be in that same range this year. So when you're looking at that kind of appreciation, home buying for the last few years have been wonderful. And going forward, we still see that appreciation coming. We see rates leveling out, but we'll probably move upwards by the end of the year. But it's a great time right now. Good time.
And if I'm a home buyer and I find a lender, what are some of the things I need to bring with me to get the ball rolling, to get the whole home buying experience going? What do I need to bring?
So it's real simple. We verify a person's income. We verify their debt, their credit history, and their assets. And so with those components, we're able to, to a penny, see what a person qualifies for. So we just need to see how long they've been on the job, what is their credit, do we need to improve their credit. So there's a number of things that we can do at the beginning to help someone, but it's very simple. So basically we ask last 2 years W-2s, tax returns, last 2 months bank statements, a month's worth of pay stubs, and that's pretty much get you going.
All right, I think we're getting close to our time here, so let's just put it all in let's wrap it all up. Again, if I'm new to the market, I want to buy for the first time, I'm a millennial, right? I can't remember back when I was a millennial in that age group, but I'm a millennial, I'm a boomer, or an investor. 1, 2, 3, the steps. First of all, seeing a lender is probably most important before you go out and hit the open houses and such, right?
Absolutely. And, we feel appreciation is going to continue, so that millennial generation is starting to move into the market. We have lack of inventory through the whole country. When the big recession hit, builders stopped building. And so it's going to take years for builders to catch up with the inventory that we need for new housing. So as a result of that, we have lack of inventory, which is spiking prices. So even though rates have moved modestly, they did move about 0.5% a couple months ago, which is significant. And we may see another 0.5% move. What's really kind of getting everyone's attention is appreciation. And affordability is now starting to be in question. So anyone who's thinking about buying, the next 6 months is the great time.
That's going to do it. We want to thank George Alvarado with Caliber Home Loans. He's the sales manager for residential lending. If they need to get a hold of you, George, how do they do that?
781-1700.
And that's going to do it for this edition. Scott with Waller Real Estate, ButteCountyRealestate.net. We'll see you soon.